YouTube? I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to check out Blast Box from Zing. This is for ages 4+. It says 2 to 4 more players on the back, so I'm assuming that means 2 to 4 players. It'll take about 5 to 10 minutes to play. And in Blast Box, you're going to be taking this hammer, you're going to be taking these nails, and you are going to be hammering nails into this box right here, hopefully not popping these balloons down here. If you pop the balloons, then you're eliminated from the game. I think the game doesn't actually come with rule booklets, but that being said, the game's so simple that I can probably teach you how to play and give you my thoughts. Let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Blast Box. So first and foremost, we have our handy dandy instructions, which are actually on the back of the box and also on the top of the box. That's kind of the player reference. That's the only set of rules that come with this game. And it even says back here that no rules are included. So I just didn't have rules, it's just there are no rules. Now you can get the app, and I did use the app, but unfortunately I can't show you the app because it's on my iPad, which I shoot on. But the app really didn't explain the rules that much either. It did go over what these things do a little bit better, but I can give you a feel for how the game works, and you can quickly learn how to play the game because it is a very simple game. So in Blast Box, you are going to be hammering nails into this box right here, hoping not to pop balloons, which will be underneath the box. On your turn, you're going to spin the spinner, and you're going to do what the spinner tells you. But let's go over the components. Let's get into the gameplay. So first and foremost, you're going to get balloons. You get a whole bunch of these little balloons. They're about the size of water balloons, which are somewhat difficult to tie. They also come with this little handy-dandy air blower upper thing, which is a nice inclusion when it works, and sometimes it does work and sometimes it doesn't work. This part pops off a little bit easier than I would like it to, but for kids who have trouble blowing up the balloons, this is nice to have. It also comes with these little clasps right here for the younger kids, which they can clasp onto the balloons instead of tying the balloons. These are a little bit hit and miss sometimes since they're a little bit sharper and they're a little bit more difficult to use. I've had kids actually put little holes in the balloons when they were trying to put those on there, but it is nice that they included that, and as kids use them more and more, they get easier to use. So I'm a big fan of the fact that they thought of kids first when they included these, because kids have trouble blowing up these balloons, and kids also have trouble tying the balloons, so they tried to solve that. So big thumbs up right there. Next, you're going to get a hammer, which obviously is plastic, and these nails, which you will be hammering into the box, and then you're going to get the spinner. You also can use the app. I'll talk a little bit more about the app in the pros and cons, but honestly, I don't really see too much of a point to the app. The only thing the app really adds is the fact that you can pick cards instead of spinning the spinner if you want to pick cards, but other than that, I don't really see much of a point for the app. So I'll show you exactly how the game works. So on your turn, you're going to spin the spinner. You're going to do what the spinner says. So in this particular instance, I would be putting one nail into there. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to not pop the balloons. Because yes, I should have mentioned this, before you start playing, you are going to put as many balloons as you have players underneath the box. So in a 3-player game, there will be 3 balloons. In a 4-player game, there will be 4 balloons. And your goal is to not pop the box, or pop the balloon. I'm assuming. It doesn't actually tell you how to win the game on the box or the rules, which are not included, but I'm assuming that once you pop a balloon, you are eliminated from the game, but honestly, you can play it however you want. Next, goes to the next player, they spin the spinner, and they do whatever's on there. So let's go over the different spots on the spinner. You're going to insert 1 nail, insert 2 nails, and insert 3 nails. This one will skip your turn, which is actually a good thing in this game, and this one will skip your turn and reverse turn order a la Uno. Eventually what will happen is someone will be putting the nail in, and it will boom, 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 pop. It'll pop. And that person will be eliminated from the game, and you go until there's only one person left in the game, at which point they will be the winner of Blast Box. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alright then, Blast Box from Zing. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, the game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. 2 to 4 players, restricted player count. Also, the game comes with no rules, which really annoys the living heck out of me. It's like, alright, you took the time to print what the different things on the spinner do right here. Why don't you just put a quick, simple, dirty version of the rules right here? I could type it up for you in 5 to 10 minutes. Just include some rules. Now, obviously, you could pretty easily figure out how to play the game, but I wish they would have included that. Another con that I have in this game is the player elimination in this game. Obviously, it's player elimination. Some people are not going to like player elimination. Another comment I have in this game is the components. I wish they were just a tad bit nicer. In particular, this little thing right here, which the edge pops, or the that part pops off a little bit easier than I would like it to. And these, while I do think these are a fantastic idea that I'm actually going to tell you I really love in the pros, sometimes the kids will pop the balloons on accident when they're using these because the points are so sharp. I don't know a better way to get around it, but still, those are some component bugaboos that I wanted to mention. Another comment I have of this game is that the fact that there's an app, and the app is really kind of useless. You know, I was excited when I was like, oh, there's an app. I wonder what the app does. And then we got the app, and I was like, okay, it has a spinner on it. But I have a spinner, so why do you need a spinner on there and then a spinner here? It's not like this is a huge spinner that you can't easily take with the game. So I'm not sure why they did that. There's also a version of the game where instead of spinning the spinner, you pick a random card, and then the cards are shuffled each and every time you pick it. But it's really just kind of like using the spinner, but there's cards. I don't know. The app just seems kind of unnecessary. It's like Zing was like, hey, you know what this game needs? It needs an app. We can put it on the box. Parents love apps. Kids love apps. They're like, okay, what do you want the app to do? I don't know. The spinner, I guess, maybe? So just some cards or something like that. Yeah, it just feels completely unnecessary, completely tacked on. But it's still there, so I guess that's okay. Any other comments I have of the game, you got to know it's completely random where the balloons are. There's no real strategy to this game. Maybe if you feel like you're about to pop a balloon, taking the nail out, but we quickly outlawed that. And moving on to the pros, Blastbox does exactly what it set out to do. It's supposed to be an entertaining children/family game, and it is an entertaining children/family game that I can easily recommend. And everyone that I've played this with has actually really enjoyed this game. So Blastbox is getting 2 huge thumbs up for me. So starting off in the classroom, I played this with kids ages 6 to 11. They all really enjoyed it. And I thought the older kids were going to be bored by the game because they're used to more strategy style games. I play a lot of family games with them, so I did not expect this to go over well with those older kids, but they really liked this game. They liked the tenseness of hammering it in. They really liked when the box would like pick up because the balloon was moving around. They're like, oh my gosh, is the balloon gonna pop or is it gonna move? Because that's what happens when you hammer it in. If you hammer it in slowly, the balloon will either pop or it will slightly move over. And it's actually really cool at the end of the game when you see that last balloon and it's like pronged between like 4 of these. You're like, oh my gosh, if I would have went here, 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 or here, it would have popped the balloon. I really do like that aspect of the game. So for kids ages 6 to 11, yes, big thumbs up. They really enjoyed the game. Brought this to Thanksgiving. Played it with family and my kids. They absolutely loved it. They were like, okay, this is awesome. I can play this with your 4-year-old. I can play this no problem, and we're both at an even playing field. My son won a game on Thanksgiving against his uncle, and he thought that was like the coolest thing ever. So big thumbs up on that as well, and just playing it as a family game with my 4-year-old son, he really liked it. Even my 1-year-old, who's about to be 2 in like 2 weeks, was able to get in the game because he can just hammer the pieces in, and he enjoyed being a part of the game as well. So in the end, Blastbox, absolutely, yes, recommendation. I love the fact that they included the little blower upper, even though I wish it was slightly higher quality. I love the fact they included these little things, because once kids have practice, and I would say probably 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, they can use this to tie the balloon, because tying these balloons is not even the easiest for adults as well. So I'm glad they included those. They included plenty of balloons. Components are very nice. And in the end, easy to learn, easy to teach, has went over well with both adults, children, super young children, even below the age of 4, still recommend this game. That is Blastbox, one that I am highly recommending. Really enjoyed this game. You're looking at this as a Christmas present. I think it is going to go over like gangbusters. You'll hear the sound of popping balloons, and they're not too loud, just a fair warning. All Christmas Day if you pick this one up. So really enjoyed Blastbox. One that is going to be on my shelf. My son's going to be playing it for a long time. The kids in my class are going to be playing it for a long time. That's Blastbox. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know. Name me a game that you want to add popping balloons to, and how does that work? Wow, that's a really difficult question, especially on the spot. So I'm going to add them to Sheriff of Nottingham. And, oh man, I'm not sure how to add them to Sheriff of Nottingham. Yeah. Let me think on that one. I'm going to have the Sheriff of Nottingham. The Sheriff is going to have the ability to pop open one balloon, and it will do something. Let me know in the comments below what that something is, maybe. I don't know. But, as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.